All right, everyone, I do not know how long this video is going to go, but this is the beginning of an educational series. Ideally, we can do the whole book. I'm reviewing, that's the backwards side of it, the little book on legal writing, and I'm just gonna try to give you the interesting chapters. Chapter 1 is just an introduction, that doesn't really matter. But chapter 2 is called Plain English. And I'm gonna read what's valuable, and we're gonna go through each point. Also, when I do this, that's a signal that we're on to the next point. Anyways, point number 1, learning legal writing isn't like learning a foreign language. It's true, you'll have to learn a couple hundred or so legal terms in your law courses, but except for those, the good news is you can become a good legal writer using only the words you already know. Check that out, only the words you already know. Pretty cool. Most of you naturally select and arrange words fairly well when you talk, but some strange force possesses you when you sit down to write, inhibiting your better instincts. I know about this from conferences with my students about their work. Often I point to a particularly vague or confusing sentence and ask, "What were you trying to say?" Usually the answer I get is clearer than what was written. So my next question is, why didn't you write that instead? As you write constantly, ask yourself what you were trying to say. Imagine yourself explaining it to a friend who knows nothing about law, then put that down on paper. Next, edit it to make as concise as possible, adding back legal terms where necessary. This simple and direct style is almost the equivalent, with a few modifications and careful editing, of talking on paper. It's called Plain English, and it's the style now uniformly taught in legal writing texts and courses. This chapter briefly summarizes its basic principles. Next point, avoid legalese. Reading old cases and case books may give you the impression that writing like a lawyer means sprinkling your prose with aforesaid and herein and other such words. These words are not genuine terms of art because they have no special or precise legal meaning. Archaic by almost every authority on legal writing and are derisively labeled legalese. Don't imitate casebook legalese when you write a memo or brief. Live lawyers don't write like dead judges. That is my favorite part, when he says live lawyers don't write like dead judges. That was very interesting. Next, use familiar plain words. This kind of goes back to the very first point of learning legal writing isn't like learning a foreign language. Anyways, use familiar plain words. The most important thing you must understand about the readers of your legal writing, whether they be legal writing teachers, law professors, lawyers, or judges, is that they're busy. They won't run to the dictionary to look up an unfamiliar word. They'll skip over it, and your effectiveness will suffer. So don't inflate your prose beyond recognition with your thesaurus. If you must use an unfamiliar word because it's the perfect word for your purposes, define it on the spot. Next, omit needless words. This is the classic maxim from Strunk and White's Elements of Style. Make it your mantra. As an undergraduate writer, you must have impressed your teachers with the sheer bulk. This doesn't work in law school or practice. Busy readers appreciate a concise memo or brief. It shows you have respect for their precious time. Strive for brevity without sacrificing completeness. Get to the point. And ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to write one-page laws, so that's okay, that's cool. We're trying to get to the point. We're trying to omit needless words. That's pretty sweet. Okay, next one. Then he goes through like a bunch of examples. We're not going to go through the bunch of examples, except I will do the main points, just so you get kind of the subheaders of omit needless words. So he says, avoid wordy prepositional phrases, avoid redundant phrases, avoid needlessly abstract constructions using nature, one, process, level, etc. Omit needless introductory words, avoid needless modifiers, avoid freezing the action in a noun, prefer active voice. Next point, prefer short sentences and paragraphs. Short sentences are easy to read, they're easy to write too, and if you're no expert at syntax, they're safe. That's funny. It's hard to go wrong with a short sentence. Next, build your sentences around active verbs. I'm not going to really go through that. I think active verbs are blah, blah, blah. They're really great. And you guys, that was the last part of chapter 2. So that is your review. Look at that. It was only 4 minutes and stuff like that. We're trying to be concise. We're trying to be concise with everything like that. Anyways, I like this book so far. I like that it is concise. I like that it's getting to the point. We enjoy that about books. We try to get that with as many books as possible. We don't like big books because big books are intimidating. Anyways, that's it for the review. Like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Remember, we are trying to write laws, so we have to learn how to write laws in order to do a better job of that. That's all. All right, bye-bye.
If you're an independent and you care about being represented, even more so if you're frustrated and you feel like you're not represented, the whole point of this project, the whole point of this content is to help independents feel like they've got a voice, feel like they've got somebody fighting for them. And so that's what this content's about. If you're interested in supporting this, go to the patreon.com/MiyakeZilla Patreon page and consider supporting us for $2 a month. That's all. All right, thank you very much. Bye.